Hey guys, it's Jason from Aquarium Reptile Depot in Citrus Heights, California. We are in the freshwater section here. What I want to discuss today with you guys is a lot of customers asked us about algae eaters and bottom feeders. So that's what we're here to discuss. So before we get into the algae eaters and bottom feeders, we always recommend having your tank cycled, get some fish in there first, and then add the algae eaters and bottom feeders after your tank is maintained, established. You made sure that you worked on your lighting, that it's not on longer than about 8 hours a day, that you're not overfeeding, your tank's not overpopulated, and you're doing your routine maintenance. If you've done all those above and you have a filter heater and like I said, it's cycled the tank and you're still having some issues with algae and bottom feeder, or algae and food maybe left on the bottom or any debris left on the bottom, it's time to get something to get in your tank, right? So what we ask you guys here, our guys are trained as well as me, is that, hey, what size of your tank, what's in the tank, and how long has it been established for? So definitely give us as much information as you can in the store, because that helps us give you the best recommendation for your aquarium, because everyone has different situational needs. So we'll just go briefly through it. I think the first thing that comes to mind, we're gonna talk about algae first, is a pleco, all right? So misconception to what most people think about plecos is that they all get big and they'll outgrow the tank and so forth and so on. No, that's not the case, but if you do want plecos that get big, we definitely carry those. We definitely carry the orange Trinidad plecos, the albino plecos, the orange spotted plecos, and those ones get a few feet eventually. So if you don't want it to outgrow your tank, then we would recommend some smaller plecos. So we're in front of some bushy nose plecos. There's a lot of options for bushy nose. We carry the long fin blue eyes, the blue eye bushy nose, the traditional bushy nose, super red bushy nose plecos. So those guys eat algae. They only get, typically in most aquariums, is about 5 inches or so. And these guys are really good about eating the algae. They're great for a friendly tank. I mean, honestly, all tanks are kind of community. It just depends if it's an aggressive community, if it's semi-aggressive, or it's a friendly community tank. So these guys are good for community or semi-aggressive communities. So we like those ones. If you're looking for something a little bit smaller for a pleco, we have clown plecos, and those ones only get about 3 inches. So those ones stay really small, or rubber lip plecos. Those are another good option. So that's what we would recommend as far as plecos are concerned. If you have a smaller tank and you want to do some auto sinkless, we have some autos in this tank here. Auto sinkless cats, they stay really small, maybe about 1.5 inches, 2 inches in most aquariums, and those ones are really good for aquariums that are smaller. Or you have a big aquarium, you just get a bunch of them, and those are another good option for algae. And then plecos, auto sinklets are really good at eating algae off the glass and off your decor. As you can see, we have a bunch of snails too here, a lot of different options. We're in front of a really popular one now. They're called red racer nearite snails. We carry zebra nearites, tiger nearites, horn nearites, abalone nearites. There's a lot of nearites out there, but the red racers, because of their cool patterns, is another good option for algae. It's good for small and large tanks, and you can have quite a few. As you can see, we probably have hundreds in here. The good thing about these snails is they actually will not breed unless you have a lot of salt in your water. They may still lay the eggs, but again, contrary to most belief, these are not the ones that proliferate or kind of overtake your tank, however you want to say that word, but they won't take over your aquarium. So nearite snails are another good option for algae eating. And then we like a mono shrimp, so we're gonna kind of transition to a little bit of an algae eater and bottom feeders. A mono algae eating shrimp. We have 2 types here, just the traditional type, and then we got the sun orange amanos. Sometimes we have the snow amanos, but right now these amanos, look how many we have. These are a really popular option. Again, for small and large tanks, they're really good about eating algae. Some customers say they eat blackbeard algae. Actually, nearite snails eat blackbeard algae too. So another option that you can think of as far as some type of algae eater that eats strategic type of algae. Amanos are really good about that. Amanos are also really good at eating hair algae, and they bottom feed. So they'll eat leftover food, anything that hits the bottom, they'll eat. Most things don't eat the waste of other fish or other animals in the tank, but they're really good about it. We really like those. They do molt, so just make sure that you put some wonder shells in there or some calcium in there for their shell when they molt out. So good option for both. And then we'll kind of transition into bottom feeders. Bottom feeders, I would say, are gonna be like your catfishes, right? Again, not all catfishes get big. Don't get me wrong, we got red-tailed cat like in our display tank that's a few feet, but we have Cory catfish that are a really good option here for you. We have some albino pygmy Corys. Wanted to show you these. These are probably one of the smallest catfish that we carry here. And those ones are really neat. They're really small, so they're great for smaller aquariums. They eat off the bottom, eat leftover food, but a lot of different types of catfish that we can show you here because the Julies are out right now. The Julii Corys here are another smaller option. They get about 2 inches. Again, really good about bottom feeding. And then we got other pygmy Corys. We have, let's see, oh, pandas. That's what I was looking for. Panda Corys in this tank. Really popular option here for you. Pandas stay, again, a little bit on the smaller end. And then, so some bigger bottom feeders too. Loaches, a lot of people will get for those. We have yo-yo botillas. We have clown loaches. These are really good for bigger sized fish. They usually don't get bullied on. And of course, like I said, we have red-tailed cats, we have pictus catfish. So all those things will definitely help your aquarium out as far as eating algae and leftover foods, right? So those things will affect your water quality. So if something's eating it, you still have to do your normal maintenance and have to do your normal routine and not overfeed and turn off lights and things like that. So yeah, I just want to show you some good bottom feeders for aquariums. We got reticulated hillstream loaches, we have designer plecos. So we have a lot of good options in the store. So if you come into the store, just let the specialist know what you're kind of looking for, what algae you're trying to get rid of, and we'll definitely recommend something. And then we also have some foods that I'm gonna show you to give to your bottom feeders up in the front here. So the fish can't just survive on just your aquariums. We definitely have the food. I mean, they possibly could, but more than likely you'll have to feed them in some sort of way. You want a diet fortified for them. So I got a handful of things here for you. We got the extreme bottom wafers. That's good for your bottom feeders, good for your algae eaters. Vitalis has been really popular for us. This is a newer food in the US. I think they're out of Europe. We have catfish pellets, and then we have plec pellets, and then we have the good staple Hikari algae wafers here and the sinking wafers from them that contains like spirulina, krill, silkworm. So we have a lot of different foods, a lot of different brands, whatever you guys kind of like. That's why we carry a couple different options for you. So yeah, you still have to do aquarium maintenance. So make sure you're gravel vacuuming if you can in your aquarium. And yeah, that's basically kind of what we want to discuss with you guys as far as fish is concerned. And we also want to remind you that we have started shipping fish on our online store, depotpet.shop. So we are able to ship you fish now, along with the plants and corals that we've been doing. We started shipping fish. So if you're not from the general area and you want us to ship you fish to anywhere in the US, we can definitely do it for you. We have styrofoam boxes, cool packs, heat packs. We only ship like Monday through Wednesday, so we try to guarantee that you guys get a good fish in a good set amount of time. So yeah, a lot of options for you there. Definitely check it out. We're loading more every day as we speak on there. So that's really exciting news. Maybe we'll show you how we ship fish on another video. And if you are local, we started partnering up with DoorDash as well. So if you need something immediate and you want to ship to your door, or delivered to your door, DoorDash is our new partner as well there. So got a lot of fun, exciting things here, trying to branch out, try to give you guys value, because then we become valuable, right? So anyways, follow us on all our social media, on Facebook, Instagram. We post our new stock list here on Facebook. So if you're looking for what comes in, check it out there. But we'll see you guys on the next video. Later, guys.